You accept the promotion because it feels like progress. The salary is higher. The title carries more responsibility. Friends congratulate you. Family says your hard work is paying off. A few months later, your bank account reflects the increase, but your calendar tells a different story. Evenings become extensions of the workday. Vacations require checking messages. Decisions that once belonged to someone else now arrive at your desk before breakfast. The income has grown, yet something else has quietly become more expensive. Most people recognize this feeling long before they have words for it. The paycheck improves. The mortgage feels more manageable. Retirement contributions increase automatically. A newer car suddenly seems reasonable. Monthly expenses adjust almost without discussion. Financially, life appears to be moving forward. Yet changing direction somehow feels more difficult than it did before. It is tempting to believe that career growth naturally creates freedom. Higher income appears to expand choices. More experience should create more opportunities. Greater responsibility is often presented as the path toward greater independence. From a distance, this assumption feels entirely reasonable because income is one of the few financial measurements that is immediately visible. But income measures what arrives. It does not necessarily measure what becomes required to keep arriving. The distinction rarely feels important during the first raise or the second promotion. New responsibilities are often accepted with enthusiasm. Longer hours seem temporary. Larger projects feel like proof of trust. The additional pressure is interpreted as part of professional growth rather than a permanent change in daily life. Over time, however, the structure begins shifting in subtle ways. A higher salary often encourages larger financial commitments. An apartment closer to the office reduces commuting time but increases monthly rent. A larger home requires a larger mortgage. Retirement savings increase because they finally seem affordable. Insurance policies expand alongside growing responsibilities. Weekend dinners become more frequent because time for cooking quietly disappears. None of these decisions appear unreasonable on their own. Each one simply aligns life with the new level of income. The visible outcome is financial progress. The hidden driver is that financial progress usually arrives together with higher expectations. Behavior then reinforces the pattern. As responsibilities increase at work, predictability becomes more valuable. The reliable paycheck feels increasingly important because more of everyday life now depends upon it. The promotion that initially expanded opportunity gradually becomes the foundation supporting an entirely different lifestyle. Dependence rarely announces itself. It develops through maintenance. This creates one of modern financial life's quieter contradictions. Higher income often increases financial confidence, while simultaneously increasing the cost of interruption. Missing one paycheck at an earlier stage of life might have been uncomfortable. Missing one after years of career advancement may threaten obligations that did not previously exist. The visible financial position appears stronger, but the room for unexpected change may actually become narrower. Many people experience this without considering it a structural shift. They simply describe themselves as busier than they expected. Career success gradually changes how time is valued. Early in a career, time often feels flexible, but money feels scarce. Later, money becomes less scarce, while uninterrupted time becomes increasingly difficult to recover. A free afternoon requires negotiation. A long vacation creates anxiety rather than relief, because responsibilities continue accumulating elsewhere. The promotion solved one limitation while introducing another. This is not necessarily a mistake. Organizations often reward people who become increasingly reliable under growing responsibility. From the employer's perspective, experience reduces uncertainty. From the employee's perspective, consistent income reduces financial pressure. The interests align. Until flexibility becomes valuable, changing careers becomes harder after years of specialization. Starting a business becomes more difficult once monthly obligations depend on predictable income. Taking extended time away from work feels increasingly expensive because both financial commitments and professional expectations continue expanding together. None of these outcomes result from poor decisions. Many emerge from responsible ones, saving more, contributing to retirement accounts, accepting opportunities, supporting a family, purchasing a home instead of continuing to rent, building stability. These choices are widely encouraged because each one strengthens part of financial life. Yet together, they also create a maintenance structure that requires continued participation. The relationship between income and freedom becomes less straightforward than it first appeared. People sometimes imagine leverage as something found in investing or entrepreneurship, but careers develop their own form of leverage. Experience compounds, reputation compounds, responsibility compounds, expectations compound as well. Each promotion increases not only earning potential, but also the number of people depending on future performance. Colleagues depend on decisions. Clients expect availability. Teams rely on continuity. Family budgets adapt to higher earnings. Financial commitments gradually assume tomorrow's paycheck will resemble today's. The system begins projecting itself into the future. This changes behavior in subtle ways. A risky opportunity that once felt exciting now appears disruptive. A career change is evaluated not only by potential upside, but by what it might interrupt. Financial security becomes connected less to accumulated wealth than to maintaining uninterrupted income. Ironically, the very career that improved stability may reduce willingness to explore alternatives. Another contradiction quietly appears. Professional success often increases optionality in theory, while reducing optionality in practice. The resume becomes stronger, skills become more valuable, industry knowledge deepens, yet the practical ability to step away becomes increasingly constrained by commitments built around that success. The freedom exists on paper. The obligations exist in everyday life. This explains why people earning significantly different incomes sometimes describe remarkably similar feelings. Both check payment notifications. Both monitor recurring bills. Both calculate upcoming expenses before major decisions. The numbers differ, but the structure often rhymes. Maintenance expands to match capability. That expansion rarely feels dramatic because it happens gradually. The grocery budget increases almost invisibly over several years. Childcare replaces discretionary spending. Home maintenance replaces rent. Professional wardrobes replace casual purchases. Business travel replaces predictable schedules. Calendar notifications begin arriving faster than free evenings. No single decision creates dependence. Accumulation does. Financial conversations often focus on increasing income because income is measurable. Flexibility is more difficult to measure. Time ownership rarely appears on financial statements. The ability to decline an opportunity without financial stress has no obvious line item. Neither does the ability to pause, relocate, reduce working hours, or pursue something uncertain. Yet these forms of optionality often determine how free financial life actually feels. This is why career growth sometimes produces an unexpected emotional fatigue. The pressure does not always come from working harder. It comes from recognizing that many future choices have quietly become more expensive than they once were. Not impossible, simply costly. The office, the commute, the recurring deposits, the retirement contributions, the mortgage payment, the project deadlines, and the expanding responsibilities all appear as separate parts of ordinary life. Viewed individually, none suggests dependence. Viewed together, they reveal something larger. Modern financial systems do not simply reward productivity. They often encourage lives that become increasingly efficient at sustaining themselves. The better those systems function, the more invisible their maintenance can become. Career growth undoubtedly creates opportunities. It opens doors that were previously unavailable. It can provide security that earlier seemed unreachable. But security and freedom are not always identical experiences. Sometimes the strongest feeling of progress comes from seeing income rise. Sometimes the clearest understanding arrives much later, when the cost of changing direction has quietly risen alongside it. If career growth steadily increases what your future income must continue supporting, then what does financial freedom actually depend on? That's what Finance Simplified continues examining beneath the surface.